Hey, hey, hey. So we're back with another episode of Rusty and Sham.
Yes, indeed. We're back again.
It's always an up move.
Up move, all the way up, all the way up, always an up move.
So today we're going to be talking about judgment, like how other people make us feel.
Judgment of self.
There. Our song today.
A Jamaican artist.
Another reggae tune.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kabaka Pyramid. The Mr. Rastaman.
I swear there's another person who's featuring in it.
Yeah, featuring Tifa.
Yeah. This song, I actually heard it before, and I was like, okay, let's see what you guys think about it.
I like it. Who, me? Okay.
You're not a Rastaman. Come on now. Just because you're black.
No, I'm a real Rastaman. Don't make it cool. I'm a real Rastaman.
Don't worry yourself, cause you know some tapping on your frequency. I'ma treat you like a queen, make you sit up on the throne. Use up your brain, the knowledge in your dome. And I tell stew, not no chicken or no bone. Me give you the roots while you sipping on Patron. When me rock it and me dip it and me slap it like a pick it. And you know me not go lick it. Stop it,
Alright. Mr. Rastaman.
Mr. Rastaman.
Which is me. Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I don't know what he talking about.
See?
All right, so that song was pretty good.
No. Alright. Songs like that you don't really hear nobody a make. Nobody a do. Because him say him tap into our frequency. Man not talk about that. Nobody not talk about that.
No. Most songs today are not talking about that. Yeah, it's all about an energy thing. That's what he's talking about. So it's a different type of sound.
And also, it ties into the whole judgment and judgment of yourself, especially you putting on locks and you can
put on makeup. Yeah, today I decided to go and put on a little bit of makeup. You know. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it a little bit later. But I put on a little bit of makeup today. Getting myself, a little bit, but just because I want to, not because other people are telling me or making me feel a certain way,
All right.
you know.
You hear what she said? Not because you have to want to do it for yourself.
Yeah.
That segment, a little bit serious.
Always a serious talk.
Face.
Do we have to?
Look a bit serious. We're not going
What's
all right.
What's wrong with it?
No, but seriously, it's about judgment. Like, and not just judgment of people, but judgment of yourself and what you think people.
But the thing is, I realize that a lot of people are not aware that they're judging other people. I see that family is judging people. I see friends judging people. But is it? Are they judging you on purpose? Is the question?
No, I think because back home and call it so, right? And then say Rasta.
Definition.
Well,
because
all right.
What is that?
It's like you want a person, a good friend, right? But then certain things you not tell them in front of them. But behind them back, you will say, watch her now.
Yeah.
You go like she better than people.
Right. But that's a gossip. Don't you think? Isn't that gossip?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
It is. And it's judgment. And then like, if you find out somebody judging you, then now you start judging yourself.
That's right. But then it also causes a lot of animosity, not just with that one person, but you're spreading your gossip to another person. Yeah. So another person is thinking that same way of that one person that you just talked about.
And right. They don't really know the facts about it, right?
Well, that's the lack of knowledge, right? So people who gossip is actually technically ignorant because they don't know the facts. They're just talking about what they think they know.
So then it's not necessarily like say it's like intentionally judging somebody.
No.
It's just you're doing it because some of that is conditioning, I think.
Yeah, it is conditioning.
Because you see it happening. Because normally when you're a child,
yeah,
you say whatever come in your mouth.
Yep.
and then somebody corrects you and say, oh, you can't do that or whatever, but you didn't mean it in a malicious way.
Exactly. Right? And I noticed that a lot of people, when they speak, again, you're not aware. This is why it's very important to be self-aware when you're doing things. I see a lot of family break. I see a lot of friends break because of judgment from other people. And people just want to be free. Like if I tell you, hey, for example, hey, this person's a little bit overweight. And you're like, that person is coming around you, trying to feel comfortable, and you're saying, oh, she's fat. She must not exercise. She must not do this. She must not do that. Or he, and I see this all the time where people who are fat, they're like, oh my gosh, I don't want to leave my house now because now I feel like I'm fat. And sometimes the people who feel like, who look a certain way, they don't feel that way until another person goes and makes that law. And so the 4 agreements,
But okay. But then even when you say that, sometimes we don't address it with that person.
No.
We assume this person means that in a malicious way.
Yeah.
And we take that on internally.
Yeah.
And then we judge ourselves so hard now when we see ourselves in the mirror.
Yeah. Yep.
And then if someone sees someone with a quote unquote banging body, you feel bad about yourself automatically. But
the thing is, and we always go back to social media because everybody swipes left and right. Right? But everybody needs that what is the term? BBL, BBW, BBL? I don't know.
You know more than me.
So you have to have this certain look. And so I see women going and putting their body through stress because they have to have this specific look. And so all of us natural girls, we're looking at it and we're like, oh, I wish I had the long eyelashes that make me look like I'm flying away. Or I wish I had the big booty Coca-Cola hour-shaped glass, And I see and it started off with Kim Kardashian and, and they did it because they didn't have self-love for themselves. They didn't love the way that they look. And so all of these people are copying people who didn't love themselves.
Okay, let's break it down. Like what you said, never have self-love.
Yeah.
Because self-love starts in the home from you're a child.
Yeah.
And I guess there was some video surfacing with her saying like her mom actually put her up to it.
Yeah.
So then
I heard that.
So then like if your mother do that to you, then you can't have self-love because that starts from, it's hard to just find that, muster up that self-love from yourself.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I guess hurt people, as they say.
Yeah, hurt people. That's the one saying that I've been using a lot lately. Yeah.
So then that's why sometimes when you say bad and toxic and this and you need to get away, sometimes if you say the right things to them,
they will understand.
It might just change certain things.
Yeah. I realized that if you figure out how to go and talk to people, different kinds of people, because not everybody will understand the same way. So it's just like you're trying to go and grab a different audience to understand. So, for example, I can go and tell you, this is me. I like to do this, this, and this. Right? But you, on the other hand, don't understand why I like that, and that, and that. That person is going to judge. Oh, for example, I grew up in a predominantly white town.
Okay.
Right? So a lot of people were like, oh, you're an Oreo. You just kind of brush it underneath the rug.
But that's how you know, right?
Exactly. But I brush under the rug and I'm like, okay, then I guess I'm a black girl who acts white. Fine. Whatever that means. But then all my life, I was actually too afraid to go and showcase who I truly was. So I'm just saying, yo, da-da-da-da-da, trying to go and act black. And it's not me. That's not me.
Yeah.
You know? But I'm here trying to go and act like somebody that I'm not because other people are telling me that I'm too white.
Because you live what you learn.
You live what you learn.
And that's what you know. It's not necessarily white. It's what you are around.
That's where I was around. So, like I said, when you're growing up, people are very, they're not trying to be malicious.
Yeah.
But it comes across that way. That's why you have to be mindful on the way that you speak. Because you might not think that you're being harmful to other people, but you are darn well being harmful to another person. Me, I didn't think anything of people calling me an Oreo. I'm like, okay, then that's what I am. Right?
You sure you didn't internalize it?
But I didn't realize that I internalized it because for me, like I said, I swept it under the rug, not thinking anything by it. But that followed me through my whole life until I realized, oh, the reason why that I move the way that I move is because predominantly this is where I grew up.
Yeah.
And I had to understand that about myself, or else I still would have had that agreement, because it's, again, before agreement, somebody tells you something about yourself, you think that way. You know? So for me, I'm like, okay, so then I'm this whitewashed kind of person all my life. And then I realized that, no, I'm not whitewashed. I actually have, now that I'm in my older age, I actually have more black friends. I actually, that speaks much more, you know, to me, you know, I still have my white friends, right? And even growing up, I hung out with my black friends too, but I grew up in a neighborhood full of white people.
All right. Judgment of self, right?
Yeah.
Me see it at my Jamaica where the bleaching thing.
Oh, I see this all the time too. Yeah.
Where like everybody a bleach out, and when you ask them, then we tell us say, because them look better. Because the lighter your skin is, the better you look. I would beg to differ, but that's okay.
Well, even Hotel Rwanda, the Tutsis and the I'm gonna mess this up. Tutsis and the Hutus, I think it was.
I'm not sure.
But anyways, the Tutsis, I believe, was the lighter skin, and they were their lives were much more easier. All right, and so discrimination thing, and the darker skin, they are the ones who were not great. I think they were the Hutus or Tutsis or whatever. I can't remember. I'm butchering it. My apologies. But this was gone from generations. Even if you look at Disney, the light people are the good people. The darker people are they're darker shaded or whatever, they're evil. So it's projected that people who are of darker skin is not good people. So
you judge yourself on that.
So exactly, premise. Because that's what you see everywhere you go. Me again, growing up, I used to go to school, grade 2. I remember getting thrown rocks at my head and getting called the N-word, and I was like, I cried going home because I was like 7 years old. I'm like, bro, like. Well, just because I'm trying to go walk home to school, like, you know, so people judge you based off of what they see, what they know.
How far as the extent people will bring it, because people will know, say, the bleaching cream is very destructive.
Oh, yeah.
And they'll still use it just because.
But same with the BBL, like the plastic surgeries and all of that stuff. Same thing.
No, I want to talk about something else which kind of closer to me, because I know most people see me and say, yo, me I'm a real Rastaman, because the whole traditional real Rastaman look.
So can I ask you first before you start into that? What's the definition of a Rastaman? Like I'm here just joking around, but like what is the definition, just so that everybody else can understand as well?
Well, the thing is, I can't explain that to you.
Because it means something different to everyone?
You understand what I say? And I wasn't raised in that, like say, like couple man raised in a Rasta family, or they're around Rasta people where they grew up like this. I did not.
Yeah.
Right? Like I transformed this way through my, like just me being myself on my own journey.
Yeah.
Reach here.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, yeah.
And every time I learn something else, I upgrade myself. So people will assume I'm still there when I pass that.
Right.
And a real true Rastaman, what people used to say. We used to have to hide in the bushes.
Yeah.
Never comb them hair because they didn't want to use what the slave master made or whatever. That's the only reason.
Gotcha.
So now when they see me, you know, I fix up, I nice up.
Yeah.
Oh, he's not a real Rastaman. Who is you to say that?
True.
Because I follow nature's law as much as I can.
Yeah.
As much as, you know, like, once I find out this is the way, I change that. Or this I was doing was not the best. I will change that.
So you would say that every single day when you learn something new, you are growing.
Upgrade.
So essentially, you said nature's law. All right. And I like that because if you look in nature, you see the trees grow, you see the leaves, the plants, everything grow, right? So essentially, everything that you learn that you're like, oh, this is not so good. You're like, okay, this is what I have to change. This is how I'm going to grow. Understood.
So now, the locks, especially when I just started, a lot of judgment was placed on me.
Same with me. Yeah, starting the locks was a hard journey because people will tell you that you look not good.
You're pretty much ugly.
You're ugly. You're ugly.
Yeah, you weren't ugly before when your hair was cut off.
Listen,
but once you put it on, you're ugly.
Listen,
right?
Me, I had all kind of weaves, like, you know, because I just did not like my hair, right? I love my hair, but my hair is just a big cotton. So essentially you comb it out and it just goes back within an hour. So I really didn't know what to do with it.
And you know what sucks with that? Because there's actual people. There's people that's actually losing their hair. Yeah. Right? Like there's actually people that wish they had because they're losing their hair for whichever reason. But, and then you're gonna make me feel bad for leaving mine to grow. Yeah.
See, I love locks, and I think I would love to go and have another topic, another day to go and kind of really get into the locks. But the locks is a whole journey on its own because it will teach you how to love yourself. Because you're looking in that mirror and your locks is just these little and it's not thick and not luscious, and you see how tiny mine is. So which means mine has been a lot tinier when it first started. Right? So and
I think it gives me a chance to really look at myself.
It does.
Because now you don't look like everybody else.
You don't. But the thing is, people will look at your hair first. I worked with predominantly white people. So the first thing after me wearing my weaves, having long hair, short hair, I had blonde, whatever, silver, whatever. Yeah. So they're used to something. And then for the first year and a half, I had people just staring at the top of my head. Not my face, not my eyes when they're talking to me, but my head top. Yeah. And working in a dental office and having people look at these little things, it really built up. Brought my self-esteem down for sure. Right? But then it brought my self-esteem up because every single day I had to coach myself. Hey, you're beautiful. Hey, you're this.
You have to be strong to do so. Yeah. Because a lot of people didn't make it.
Yeah, that's true.
A lot of people don't necessarily make that breakthrough where they're like, you know what? I'm just going to love myself no matter what.
No matter what.
I'm not going to conform because, they don't like this what I'm doing. A lot of people don't make it. Yeah.
See, with the locks, it taught me too, because now that it's much longer and I can do a little bit more styles and kind of play with my hair. Like I said, I counted my locks and everything. I also, when I did my hair, because it was so short, it was so small, I felt like I had no, I didn't feel as pretty like I did when I used to model and wear my makeup and all of this stuff. When my hair was short, I ended up, and it was lucky when I started, because I started when the pandemic was, in the middle of the pandemic, second year, I think. And so for me, I was able to not have to wear my makeup and stuff. But that's another thing. When I was in my teenagehood, I couldn't even leave my house. I used to work at No Frills. I couldn't even leave my house to go to No Frills to work without making sure my eyebrows were on fleek. This was 2016. I needed to make sure that my makeup was all done, And then this year, I went to Toronto, no makeup. I literally did an experiment, essentially, to see, hey, am I still this beautiful person without makeup? And I realized, hey, I'm still beautiful. There's people who still like me.
No.
But they didn't know who I was. They just
Exactly.
kind of gravitate to my energy and how I am as a person. And that's, I realized that that's more important than the way that you look.
You better know that.
Yeah.
And this is why now may I realize why a lot of people say, oh, life really starts at this age when they get older. I mean, I say, that's not really so. The thing is, when people get a little older and their body can't keep up with the madness that everybody wants them to keep up with, and they're just like, I don't care anymore. Like, I'm too old for this shit. I don't care anymore. That's when they really start living them true self. And them time that it's kind of like, not too late, but you wasted so much years hearing what people say. You could have been doing this from time.
But when that happened, I realized that I lost a lot of friends. I think I spoke about it a couple of weeks back, where you distance yourself from your loved ones, but you'll come back. But you have to find yourself. So within this year, I went to Toronto, no makeup, had my hair the way that it was. And of course, the first year when I did my locks, I didn't go anywhere. But the second year, when I had some hang time, because hey, I went out and I went out, and then I ended up going out and no makeup. I just did my hair differently. I got put in different pigtails. I became lazy, so you guys see the same hairstyle the last couple of days. We'll change that soon. But I just went out there, and people just gravitated to me naturally because, like I said, I had the confidence within myself. And again, when I was with my group of friends, because they knew you from way back, right? My original friends, they judged me. So even if I said, hey, I want to go and do this, they are judging me, and they're not realizing it because they love you, but you're judging me. Oh, that's what you did to your hair?
Can I tell you a secret?
I did.
Can I tell you a secret? Can I tell you a secret?
Go on. I want to hear it.
I always thought I was a star.
Me too.
Like, I always thought I was a star.
Me too, yeah.
Because me never even, like, the whole celebrity love where everybody else have a rundown celebrity.
Yeah.
Like, I thought I was a celebrity from time, so I didn't need to do that.
Me too. But that's with my weaves and stuff when I changed it.
No, even regular.
Oh, even you? Oh,
regular.
why? This guy.
So, like, because my motto is, if somebody, me don't need somebody to tell me who me is. Oh, you for define who me is.
You're right. But the thing is, your closest people, it's going to either make you or break you. So,
I hear that.
So, for example, if you're going to be hanging out with a whole bunch of people who are judgmental, you're going to be judgmental. You're the sixth person. If you're going to go and want to be a millionaire, you hang out with millionaires. You're going to be the lowest in the room, but you can either hate on the people who are in millionaires or business people, or you can go and learn from them, right?
Yeah, but you said that, right?
Yeah.
Hang out with millionaires.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
I'm not saying money millionaires,
No.
I'm not talking about money. I'm thinking mindset millionaires, not just money.
No, I'm going to explain what I said to you.
Yeah.
You might be hanging out with millionaires and don't
know it.
Like, you see people look regular and they are you be hanging out with millionaires and don't even know?
I realize, okay, look at Jay-Z. Look at Jay-Z now. Look at Jay-Z and how he wears and presents himself now. Look at Elon Musk. You look at all of those people, and but look at how they dress. They just plain shirt. You would never know that they are billionaires. But they're watching and being quiet because the people who are smarter, they're more silent. I used to be the loudest one in the room. I want to be the loudest because, again, I knew that I was a star. So I want to be the loudest person in the room. Then I realized that if you're more quiet, more silent, you are actually, the more silent you are, the more intelligent. because you don't need to make so much noise. You don't need to go and do all of this stuff. And when I was younger, I did all of this stuff so that I could be seen. Now I do the minimal. I talk to the people that I talk to, and we kind of build us and grow together because that just makes sense.
Well, I find I didn't judge myself as much when I was in college.
What do you mean?
Because I was around so much different people that do different things, because it was multicultural, right?
Yeah.
And me talking to them regular,
Yeah.
they talk back to me with that respect.
Yeah.
Because they don't know me.
Yeah.
I define who I am.
Yeah.
And the perception they have of me doesn't affect me.
You. Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
So those times were some of the happiest times for me.
But that's why a lot of people go away from college, because that's how they find themselves, right? Because like I said, your friends and your family don't know that they're judging you, but they knew you from way back when you're young. So they think that you're the same person that you are from when you were young. So you need to go and disappear for a little bit. I love you guys, but I'll disappear, find yourself. And that's what I did the past year. That's why I keep mentioning me going to Toronto, and I was scared like no tomorrow. I went in. I have 2 different college credentials, right, under my belt, and I could say, hey, I went to school in the same city, so I didn't go away. But when I went to Toronto and I found myself, I realized, like I said, no makeup, just the way that I am. They didn't judge me. They just respected me of who I am, and then we ended up growing together. Hey, shoot, I found you this year. So what I'm saying is that sometimes it's more smarter for you to go and take a step back. This is why the society tells you to go away for college. This is why you go and watch people go away, because you're supposed to go away and come back. Because then that way you can grow, because you need to find yourself. So that, because the people in your hometown is going to judge you, not because they want to, but because they've seen that you've done certain things, and they're stuck that that's where you are still.
Well, like what you said that.
Yeah.
Right? Because you're only talking about self. Mm-hmm. But then everybody else is their own self.
That's right.
So if they're judging you,
you're judging them too. Yeah.
Not even. I
was judging them too. And I will tell you that straight up.
I don't even stop there. Right?
Yeah.
Not even that.
Yeah.
They're judging you. So if you have to go away to find yourself, then you come back. Mm-hmm. And you come back in that same mess where they're still in that mode of judging. They've never grown.
No,
right?
Those people are watching you. You're not talking to them every day, but they're watching you from afar.
I hear that.
Right?
I hear
so sometimes you leaving and coming back, they end up growing as well, because now they want to hear your story. His story, his story. History. What did you go through? How did you become this person? So now you just made your town, your home better because of your experience, and you're telling your story.
Yeah, but my experience is not going to be yours.
No, but it can also teach somebody. So even us talking, you can teach so many people just by your experience. If you're wise, of course.
Well,
right? Because if you're not wise, you're going to go and do the same mistakes that we've done, right? If you're wise, you're not going to go and do the same mistake. Instead, you learn from the person's mistake. So you listen into what that person has to tell you, and then you grow from it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I think sometimes when people judge people, because I notice we used to have big lips and big butts, and it wasn't to white people. They weren't fond of it. Yeah. But nowadays everybody wants it.
Yeah.
That was a little bit odd. So now me think about it and me pray it and me say, okay, say realistically, they just wanted what they have. So now me, I think about when people judge you sometimes with certain things, they wish they had that you have.
I think there's a term for that.
Even if it looks small to you,
it's a term for that.
It might look small to you, but people wish.
There's a term for that. You know what that term is?
What?
Jealousy. That's the term.
I guess it is.
When somebody judge you, it's usually because they are jealous of a certain thing, right? And they don't know it. They're not aware of the jealousy. I realized that I was jealous of a lot of things back at home. So of course I was judging people. Of course I was gossiping. But once you grow out of that, you realize, oh shoot, yeah, I was a judgmental person, right? Because I was jealous of this, and this. And I'm like looking at it and I'm like, why was I jealous of that? Now that I've grown out of that mentality, I'm like, why was I jealous of that person? Because the grass is always greener on the other side. But that's where a lot of the judgmental men happens. Or they don't understand something. There's either jealousy, or like the big, or lack of understanding. And this is why people judge you. And it's like, this is where the love and compassion happens, right? Because once you understand, hey, this person is judging me because of so-and-so. Once you go and step back and you think, okay, I'm doing this, and this. They mention, because people will tell you their tale. They will tell you what they do not like and what they do like, right? So once you listen in properly of what they do like, you know, okay, they're not jealous of that. But they will mention, oh, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? And you're listening and you're like, because this is what I like to do. And then a month or two later, they're like, oh, I want to do this. And it's the same thing that you were doing. They're saying that because they were jealous, but they weren't aware of it at the time. So now that you understand it, right? You go back to them and you teach them how to get there too, because that's love and compassion. Right? And that's being kind. And again, it's taught in the Bible. That's why love is the strongest energy. Because even though you don't understand, they don't understand you, you leave, you come back, and you understand why the jealousy and where that comes from, and then you can go and showcase the love.
Yeah, but then there's something here, right? Where there's so much people saying, like, if you're too polite, if you're too nice to people, like that's bad. Like they make you feel bad for being so. Because again,
judgmental and misunderstanding.
Yeah, but they can be the same way.
Yeah, they can be the same way, but sometimes what happens is that your mentality blocks that. So all you know is to be negative, and it's all about frequency and energy, right? So if you're negative, you're on the lower spectrum. You can't see anything else. So even if I'm telling you, hey, this, and this, you are blocking what I'm teaching you.
But everybody don't want love.
Everybody wants to love. They just don't know how.
Yeah, but you have to give love to get love.
Yeah, but they don't know how. Because it wasn't taught to them.
No, love wasn't taught to me.
Love wasn't taught to me either. I had to go and do my research, but some people don't want to do that research.
Whoa, why you have to teach love?
Because again, it always goes back to slavery time, right? And you're looking at me, don't look at me, dang!
No, but I'm like, why you have to teach love?
Because we were taught, African Americans, and I don't like to use that term, I use that, black people, we were taught to be aggressive and not to love. So if you notice, there's a lot of other cultures that get closer together. We are now starting to get closer together because we are now realizing that we are all love, right? But for generations and years prior, there was a lot of animosity where black people are killing black people, white people are killing black people, this people were killing black people. It was just a hot mess, right? And then we saw a lot of in the black culture, a lot of the men were raised in single women house, just single mothers were raising men. So now we had a whole bunch of generation, and you see in this generation that more women is much more stronger than the mindset, than the men, because the men were actually more coddled than the females. Right? And so now we have a whole generation of men who, but then it's also a good thing because these men saw a single mom. They are now taking up their children and making sure that their children is good. So we're learning, but it's taking years and generations for us to correct what was taught to us in slavery time. And that's the thing.
So then basically, we have a right to be crazy.
Nobody.
No. More honest. We
don't have a right to be crazy, but
I think we do.
But we don't have a right to be crazy.
I think we do. Yo. I think we do. Like if you're at that point, and when I say crazy, I don't mean like you're cool and you don't know what's going on.
Well, that's what usually happens when people go in for a bit. I'm
talking about acting out crazy, like at the grocery store, or somebody does something to a so-called angry black, like. You have the right to be crazy.
No, we don't have a right to be crazy.
I think we do.
But okay, you know what? We'll make it differ.
I think we
don't have, because, okay, the reason why I said we don't have the right to being crazy is because we all can learn, right? But again, the lack of knowledge is the reason why people act out, right?
Yeah.
So they don't know why they're acting out or getting all crazy in the grocery store. But that's when you have to go and step back and be like, shoot, why did I feel that way?
Yeah, but
and understand yourself.
Yeah, but because you can say that.
No, but I was there where I was like,
but I'm gonna explain something to you.
Please.
Just back home, the things I know now, I did not know. The information was not there.
Yes, you're right.
People
Same with
will
me.
say no.
Yes.
Oh, well, everything's on the internet.
Yes.
It is.
It is.
But if you follow a certain person on the internet because this is what you're used to, you will never get this type of information to you until you travel and go somewhere else where you run into someone else.
Okay, Rusty.
That's why I said
I understand that.
You have a right to be crazy.
No, you don't have a right to be crazy. No, you still don't have a right. But I understand what you're talking about. But you don't have a right to be crazy. Nobody has a right to be crazy.
I need to hear that. I need someone, at least one person, anybody.
Please.
Comment in the comment section.
Please.
More hear one of you on this.
Yes, please, because clearly we ain't gonna fix this or
I don't
be on the same. We're not gonna be on the same page here. There's no pages that we're gonna be here.
It's not about being on the same page. It's like
there's no right to be crazy.
I want people, because when you say that, people judge them.
Okay.
Judge. Like this is why. No, this is why I said that, because now people judge the way they act. They know they're gonna judge themselves, which they're acting the way they're acting because that's what they know.
Yes. But
and then they say, "Oh, I was there, so I came out."
No, but the reason why is because I do a lot. I actually don't use TikTok. I don't use certain social media, and I know a lot of people are actually addicted to it because of the dopamine. Okay, so I understand that, but everybody has a choice. There's a left, there's a right. There's a positive, there's a negative.
If you're not given a choice,
but everybody has a choice. It's mentioned everywhere. You have a choice to do whatever you want to do. So I can go and choose to go and act crazy, or I could choose to go and be like, You ain't gonna bother me today. Give me an example. Give me an example.
You see, before me left Jamaica, I did not know they have so much religions. I did not know that.
Same with me. I was strictly Christianity.
A lot of people still do not know that.
Yeah, because of the lack of knowledge. But you have a choice to go and get the lack of knowledge.
No, not everybody. No, I just explained that to you.
But everybody has. But okay.
I just walked you through that.
Yes, you walked me through it.
I just walked you through that.
Rip my hair out. Oh my God.
Walked you through that. You're thinking on the terms of you being in Canada. People being somewhere else, they're not that privy to this information.
No, but I was stuck. My household was stuck in one certain way of thinking, right? Everybody's family is stuck in one way of thinking.
Yeah, but this is a multicultural place. Jamaica is not. Other countries are not. So they won't run into certain people. And if everyone stays on the resort, when they go to those places, they'll never run into the locals. So the locals will never know these things. This is what I'm saying to you.
Okay, you got me there. You got me there.
This is.
I didn't understand what you were talking about. I get it. We are more multicultural. Yes. Okay.
So you run into someone will say something because it's locked into your brain now. Oh, everyone don't know this information. No, we do not.
But the thing is, I didn't know the information too. But I see a lot of Jamaicans, they're migrating to different places, right?
The ones who can.
Okay.
This is what I'm saying to you.
All right. Okay.
The ones
He has me there because I don't have that experience. So
because your mind is trapped in that little box of, yeah, bad man, you run off this block.
Yeah.
The guys that you follow on Instagram does the same.
Yeah.
There's no one there that introduced you to, like, oh, you could listen to this type of song, and when you start listening to this type of song, there's a certain energy that and a vibration. So it magnetizes people that are on that same, and then it brings to them. Yeah. This is what I'm talking about.
See how Rusty just humbled me? Huh.
He
humbled me real quick. I'm like, no. Okay. But there's still no right to act crazy, but I understand what you're talking about. There's still no right to be acting crazy because you can still learn and unlearn. But I see but that's where you get stuck because you're in that same environment.
One of my Instagram posts, I said timing.
Yeah.
And me say for a lot of people, and they don't know themselves. I said, like, we can't lose again. Yeah. We've gotten to a point where we cannot lose again.
Oh yeah,
it's just the timing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's coming up to the time.
Oh yeah, it's coming up to the time.
Timeless.
It is coming up to the time.
So that's all I'm saying.
So back to the judgmental. You're saying that you never in your life felt judged to doing what you want to do. Nobody ever stopped you because you're human.
All right. The weird part about me, there's a weird mechanism in me. I don't know why. I'll feel judged, and I'll kind of like, I'll feel to do something. I'm gonna kind of pull back. But sometimes when you tell me I can't do it, a different energy takes me over.
I'm just like that though. I move that way. If you tell me that I can't do something,
like, are you good?
Watch me. I'll show you I can do it. And that's a terrible mindset too. Now I changed it.
Yeah, but you know what? I can flip flop from. I'll decide if you're not gonna get me with that. But there's another time I can use it as motivation. Yeah. Yeah. I'll use it as motivation sometime, but now I know. It's not always
the best way.
Sometimes people just use it to get you to do
what they want you to do. Yeah. So you gotta be careful on that. So, but for example, 3 years ago, I grew up with a stuttering problem. So I used to not be able to talk without stuttering, and it's something that I worked on. Okay. And 3 years ago, I moved out 4 years ago, I moved out into my own apartment. I'm going to help people and I'm going to start up a whole podcast. This I didn't even know. Okay? Yeah. All right? Yeah. I tell my friends at home and my family, I'm like, I'm going to start up a podcast.
Okay.
And they're like, okay. Yeah, sure. And I'm like, come over, let's start up a podcast. Let's go and sing. Let's do this. And every time it's a joke thing.
Yeah, because
right? So of course that makes you discouraged, right? And so then I was like, okay. So I come back 3 years later and I'm a host on Rusty and Sham, a podcast. First of all, that's a manifestation, right? Because I used to say this in the mirror. I'm going to go and tell people what I know of my experience to go and help other people.
Yeah.
Here we are today. I said, I love my hair, but I don't want to do it. And like I said, my hair, once you comb it out, Right? So that's why I started to wear my weaves that turned up. So that's why I ended up doing my weaves and all of that stuff. And then I realized, oh, wow, okay, I'm actually somebody who needs to make sure that I don't do my hair. What's the easiest way of not doing your hair? Locking it.
I just want a lot of people to know, and I really pray this.
Yeah.
Like, it has something to do with Christianity, right?
Okay.
It's remember, it's the whole thing of the 12 disciples and Jesus being 13.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
I want to know, say, yo, who now the ultimate judge? So don't make that too CP pounder, because it's the same thing. 12 people on a jury. And the judge are the man will make the decision at the end of the day. And you don't need to remember. Remember them in the Bible, them talk about Jesus. He was a carpenter, right?
Yes.
He didn't have a chair or a bench.
But everybody judged him. Everybody judged Jesus.
Yeah, but
everybody judged Jesus in the way that he did things.
But guess what? When him dead, everybody did take him serious. And I said, John, remember when I be ridiculed him there get?
Yes.
I remember. You've never really seen him make him never did showcase a bench or a table or whatever. He probably just walk around and just fix people thing and just move on.
Yeah.
You understand what I say?
Yep.
So like, more if I understand that.
Okay, Jesus is the best example to this topic. And the only reason why I would say that is because people were judging him for being a carpenter. He was a fisherman. He tried so many different careers, right? And people were judging him, but he was also performing miracles, such as creating water out of wine, having wine wine out of water.
Yeah.
The blind man was able to see. The other man was able to walk. Yeah, you know what I mean?
And the guy was in the tree and he said, come down. When you Lazarus? Or I don't remember. But he said, come down out of the tree. And things like that. And I said, yeah.
So
come down out of the tree. But go on.
But what I'm saying is that Jesus was judged all the time. And I noticed that a lot of people are judgmental. Even in and I'm a Christian. And even in Christianity. So judgmental. We look at Megan Good. She just divorced with her husband, Devon.
Okay.
Right? He was a pastor. And she was just dressed up nicely. And I think she had a little bit of showing of her cleavage. You didn't see her nipples or anything like that, but you saw a little bit of cleavage. And the community, I am absolutely saddened about it because the Christian community went down on her. Right? Her she shouldn't be wearing that as a Christian woman.
Oh, that way.
Yeah.
Oh, she said they went down on her. I was like, what?
Men.
That's what they're doing?
Men.
That's crazy. But
But what I'm saying is that the Christian people, and like I said, I'm Christian, but we are so judgmental because we are lacking knowledge. She just felt beautiful that night and was going out there, and it's like she can't even do that because and that's what a lot of people have. Why I was saying that even with the hair, with the clothes, we can't do anything without being judged, especially in our culture, and it's unfortunate, right? Again, go back to Megan Good. Her nudes were leaked. Okay. And I'm very, again, saddened by our community because we judged her because she was sending that to her husband and it was leaked. Shame on us for spreading it more and talking about it and judging her for sending her husband.
Well, again, I say this all the time.
We needed to cut it instead of talking about it and gossiping about it.
We never born in our clothes.
Come on now.
We never born in our shoes. We never born in our clothes. I say this all the time.
See, now I related it to pop culture, right? But these are judgmental. This is the judgmental and why people move away from certain communities because of it.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's where I'm looking at it, and we don't even notice that we're being judged.
But me, I go judge somebody now, cause she a Christian, and here she attack. Here she attack. Me, I go judge somebody now. you and I be a cleavage. Me see you take time. Me see your blouse take time. I get like you go down there.
Listen.
Me just say.
Listen, I think this shirt is okay. I mean,
you don't have to feel judged. You don't have to feel judged.
Listen, I'm not feeling judged. Trust me.
Face a while ago.
Trust me, I'm not feeling judged. Listen, my clothes can get a little bit more, like, you know, and I don't want business. You know, I know why? Because I feel like I look good. I know I look good. And besides, y'all, no one can face me. You can't judge me.
That's all it takes.
Right? Understand me. I'd rather you ask me questions to get to understand me. And if you don't understand my answer, ask a different. Okay. For example, sometimes I don't understand what you're saying. Like you're telling me something and it doesn't make sense to me, right? It's plain English, black and white, but I might not comprehend what you're saying.
Yeah.
So I need to ask you, okay, I don't understand that. Can you tell me a different way so that I can comprehend? And a lot of people don't want to do that, or they are too busy to do that. And so they forget to do that for their loved ones. And so they lack the understanding of why somebody does a certain thing. And then again, here goes the judgment.
Yeah, but not just that. People make you feel dumb because the way you bring across the subject to them, it's not how other people would. And then they make them tell you, say you're dumb for not being able to do it that way.
I love when people call me dumb because it's like you guys are copying everybody else and I'm doing something totally different. And that's why I'm going to be moving different. And when things pop off differently, you can't judge me at that time. And if I don't want to talk to you at that when I'm at a different level or different stage in my life, if I don't want to talk to you because you judged me so much when I was trying to go and tell you how I am, you can't be mad, can you?
As I say, the only judge is you. The only judge is really you.
Absolutely, I agree with that.
Like for everybody at all, the only judge is you decide who you are.
Absolutely.
Carpenter, a model, a photographer, a skater, a surfer.
Let me tell you.
You decide who you are.
What kind of careers did you do? And I just want to go and put that out there.
I don't think I can count right now. I've done a lot of different things. It's just take a while now for really
to go and put it in. I could tell you that I tried going to policing. I did dentistry. I was a manager at the age of 19, a supervisor at the age of 19. Now I'm becoming a manager. I was a photographer, still am a photographer, a videographer. I am a coder. I can code websites. I can build websites. I know how to do logos. I created Rusty and Sham's logo. I also did the intro video. I edit each episode, right? What else? I used to be a chef. I used to, you know what I'm saying?
This is the thing. If you allow the people to judge you and tell you say you couldn't, you would not be able to do it.
Exactly. And the list goes on because I play multiple. I play 10 instruments. I skateboard.
See?
And a lot of people judge me. First of all, I skateboard and I'm a female. Oh, you need to be in a dress.
And the thing is to people, the first time you try it, obviously if that person has more experience, they're going to be better than you.
Thank you.
And it's the first time you're doing it. Come on.
Try it. If you like it, don't continue. Don't go and compare yourself to another person.
That's been doing it for 10, 15 years.
Yeah, you compare yourself to another person, you're going to go and literally
you cannot
stop your progress. And you don't want to stop your progress because there's going to be people who are better than you and there's going to be people who are worse than you.
And there's people counting on you. They don't tell you, they watch you, they're counting on you to do it.
Bop. That right there. Bop. That's an up move.
That's definitely an up move.
Right?
Let me take a sip.
Let's both take a sip to that. Come here. Ah.